one thing that we spoke about briefly before is the definition of success. Because we live in a world, and I think it's human nature, that we judge our success by financial abundance. And it makes sense that we do that because a lot of times financial wealth is the result of persistence, discipline, overcoming challenges, focus. But the Torah has a mission for us that's more than just financial success. So, how does a Jew determine their level of success in life? How does the Torah define success in life?
I love your question. And I want to tell you it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to see you grow. It's a pleasure to see somebody that wants to grow. Because I think that's the first definition of success. First definition of success is do I want to grow? Do I want to stay idle? Am I satisfied? The Rabbi many times said a Jew has to be always happy. But you have to be happy, but you cannot be satisfied. And there's a difference between both. And people think that if you're not satisfied, it means you're not happy. It's not true. You can't be satisfied because there's so many levels to attain and to grow to. So I think the first level of success is that every day I'm growing.
Okay.
Every part of my ups and downs is part of my personal growth, is part of my getting closer to the better me, and that is success. Somebody that has everything and really has nothing because he's not going anywhere with it,
Mm-hmm.
it's not success. I think it's the Ben Ish Chai says that you have two individuals. You have one at the top of the ladder, and you have one at the bottom of the ladder. Who is the successful one? The one that's at the bottom of the ladder, or in the middle of the ladder, because he's going up.
Mm-hmm.
The person that thinks he's at the top, then we have a big problem. He's only going down. So I have my own definition of success, if you
Sure.
don't mind. I believe that success is spending at least 70% of your time doing what you're the best at, what you enjoy the most, and that's success for me. Because once you're doing what you enjoy the most and what you're the best at, that's success. I mean,
So what I'm understanding so far is your definition of success is tied to the process, not to a destination. That's
correct.
the first thing.
Just
Okay.
like happiness, just like joy. Joy is not a goal. Joy is the process, and in the process, I think it was one of the great climbers that climbed to Mount Everest, and they asked him what was the epitome of what was the moment that was the greatest moment for him in this whole climbing process. And they said most probably it was when you reached the top. He said no, it was that last 100 200 meters that I had to grow, and I knew it was the end, but I wanted to give up, and I didn't give up. That was joy.
I like that because it matches with the mindset that I adopted, because everybody wants the end result. But the people that get to the end result, they choose the hard process. They get to enjoy and give themselves credit for the process. And that's kind of what you're saying here. But one of the reasons why financial success is a sign to success is because there's a number, there's a dollar sign tied to it. So we can hold ourselves accountable with comparing with the number. But with the process, how do we know, am I fooling myself or am I actually progressing? Because there's no number tied to it.
I believe, just like any relationship, we all know marriage is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage is an investment. And thank God I'm married almost 30 years. And I remember one day one of my students said something. She said he was looking for a match. He was looking for his wife. Now he's married, he has kids, thank God. And he said to his father, Daddy, I want to marry somebody that's going to give me exactly the same relationship you have with mom. And his father said something very intelligent. He said, it took us 30 years to get to where we are, to have that type of relationship. You can't measure it really, but it's not because you can't measure it, you don't feel there's a progress. The Rambam, Maimonides, says when it comes to exercising, if you're going to exercise and not always exert yourself a little more, eventually your muscle is not going to, is going to get weaker. So as long as you are doing some type of progress, whether you feel it or whether you don't, the fact that you're seeking and you are feeling more happy with yourself, you're feeling more yourself. The ultimate progress and success, if you ask me, is when I am so good where I am. I'm so good, I feel so good. Not that I feel good, I'm doing it for the feeling, but it feels right. Everything is flowing together. I remember one day one of my teachers, I asked him, what should I study? You know, sometimes I study something and it's going to take me a longer time because I like to go in depth in things. I like to think it over. I like to repeat it. I like to pray with it, to sleep with it, to wake up with it. I like to go into a subject of Torah, for example, and really internalize it. And he said to me, you know, it's not about covering so much ground. It's about what you know well. What you've integrated has become a part of you. I think that once something becomes a part of you, certain rituals, certain habits become a part of you, then you're on your path to success. When you are continuing, you are going towards that goal, and every day by increments you continue to say no to this and yes to this, and sometimes you do say yes when you're supposed to say no, and sometimes you say no when you're supposed to say yes, but the majority of times it gets better. You went from 10% doing the wrong thing to 11% doing the right thing, and so on and so forth. You know, you are somewhere. It's beautiful. It's amazing. You know, and that's why Maimonides in the Laws of Teshuvah says, what is Teshuvah? Teshuvah, return, is Eini oto ha'ish she'asa otam ha'ma'asim. I'm not the same person that did this and this actions. I'm a different person. You become different. Now you understand that you have a bunch of individuals that think, oh, my mazal is blocked. My luck is blocked. You know what? First of all, we don't believe in these things. But if you want to believe in this, if tomorrow you're going to be a better person, you'll be another person.
Or a different person.
You're a different person, exactly.
And the mazal doesn't match anymore.
Exactly.
Of course. It's kind of like, how do you get out of a commitment? You need a Rav to show you how, if you would have known then what you know now, you wouldn't have made that swear in the first place.
Correct, the promise. Correct, oath and promises, that's correct.
So it's the same concept with Teshuvah. Very good. How does, so far, what we've established is that the world determines success only by the outcome, especially in this comparative and social media society and culture that we've built, where we give people credit only for their outcome, when in reality, what we should be looking at is success as being on the path, being on the process of growth. And then, where I think we're leading into, is that we have bitachon, that the outcome is in the hands of God.
I just want to mention something. You mentioned social media.
Uh-huh.
I have a way to define. I just spoke in a school for about 130 girls, and I told them, do you know what social media is? How could you just, like, in one example, explain the whole social media platform? Don't imagine you have a younger sibling. Everybody played peekaboo with a younger sibling. You can't see me. Peekaboo. What is the child saying? You can't see me. What, of course I can see you. What are you talking about? You don't understand. I don't see that you see me, so I don't exist. You can't see me. I don't see that you're looking at me. Ah, Now you can see me. What do you mean you can see me? I see that you see me, so I exist. Do you
Wow.
understand?
Wow, wow,
It's
wow.
like a childish game of how much I need support from outside
To feel like I am
to
something.
feel like I am.
That's deep.
The Kotzker Rebbe said, if I am I because you are you, and you are you because I am I, then I am not I and you are not you. But if I am I because I am I and you are you because you are you, then I am I and you are you. Which means if my whole concept of being depends on what you're going to think and what you're going to say, I'm not myself. I'm constantly changing
A chameleon.
according exactly. I'm the chameleon that's trying to fit everybody's bill. That's why people don't get married, by the way. Oh, do you keep Shabbat? Why, you keep Shabbat? He says, yes, I do. Well, so do I. Do you do this? Oh, so do I, you know. Next thing you
Right.
know, you go to another girl and to another whatever, and you change for each person, so you're never yourself. Which means it's like, to put it in the words of if you talk about wealth, success, we have to look at a ma'amar, a Hasidic discourse said in the year 5769, called Tfilah le Moshe. Over there, it explains the whole concept of wealth. And it mentions from the Rebbe Rashab. First of all, it brings down from the Talmud of Nedarim, page 41, if I'm not mistaken. En ani ve'ashir ela bedat. What determines wealth and poverty? Your state of da'at. Some will translate it wrongly as knowledge. We're going to explain what that means in a second. But the Rebbe goes and brings there another ma'amar of the Rebbe Rashab, Tafresh Samech, where he says, Ani Ashir. Ashir, the wealthy, is somebody which is an influencer. Ani is somebody which is a receiver. One is a giver, the other one's a receiver. So you understand that it's possible that you have $10 to your name, but once you give, that you're ready to give $1 to somebody else. It's possible you have $10 million in your bank account. You're not ready to give to anybody. Who is the needy person? Who is the wealthy person here? Wealth is not determined by what you have in your bank account. It's by your state of mind and predisposition to be a conduit to something higher, to be able to give to others. The moment that I limit myself and I think, oh, what I have is what I have, and therefore I can't give to anybody else, I'm needy. Why am I needy? Because I need to show the world that I have a certain wealth, and if I'm going to depart from my wealth, well,
I'm not me anymore.
I'm not me anymore. I'm not going to be at the level we are.
Mm-hmm.
I am. So you understand that the whole social media platform is a needy platform.
Mm-hmm.
I'm needy of your attention. I'm needy of your LOL. I'm needy of your thumbs up. So what does that say about me?